Welcome to another tutorial. Today's lesson is on Let You Break My Heart Again. It's a really beautiful fingerstyle song and there's a lot of interesting chords as well, so make sure you check out the chord charts as we go and enjoy learning this one. So we're in standard tuning, so it's going to be E, A, D, G, B, E. And in today's lesson, I'm not actually going to show you all of the chords right now, and the reason for that being that there's so many different chords that you're going to enjoy learning, and there's plenty of chord charts for you that you'll be able to check out, and there'll also be a structure on your screen just so you know how to follow along the whole way. So our first chord is going to be an E minor 7. So that's on the 7th fret, then we've got our 9th fret of the 4th string, 8th fret of the 2nd string, and we're just playing the 5th, 4th, 3rd and 2nd string, just making sure that all of them are ringing out. And what we're going to play is 5, 3 and 2 together, then go to a 4th string, and then 2 and 3 together again. So, and then repeat that again. So that'll be, and then repeat that same thing again. Then we're going to move on to a new chord. So the first bar will be, then we're going to move on to an A13. So here we're barring on the 5th fret, got our middle finger on the 6th fret of the 3rd string, ring finger on the 7th fret of the 2nd string. Then we're going to go 6th string, 2nd and 3rd together, then 4th string, and then 2nd and 3rd together again. So you'll notice that throughout the song it's pretty much the same the whole time. We're doing this 5, 2 and 3 together, 4, 2 and 3, as well as the 6, 2 and 3 together. And then the next chord after the A13 will be an A7. So we're just taking off our ring finger from the 7th fret there, so it's just going to be our 5th fret barred with the middle finger still on that 6th fret of the 3rd string. So just play through once there. So from the start you've got your E minor 7, then A13, then A7, then we're going to go onto a D major 7. So we've got our barred 5th fret, and then all we need to do is add our ring finger onto the 7th fret of the 4th string, pinky onto the 7th fret of the 2nd string, and it's going to be 5, 2 and 3 this time. So 5, 2 and 3, then 4, then 2 and 3. So play that through twice. Then we're going to take our middle finger off and play a D7. So from our D major 7, play it through once, and then we'll take off our pinky to have a 5th fret barred with just the 7th fret of the 4th string. So that's a D7 with the suspended 2nd, and then back onto our 7th fret with our pinky. So D7, then, so we're going 5, 2 and 3 with the 2nd string on the 5th fret, and then add your pinky back on and play the 2nd and 3rd fret. So that'll be slowly D7, D7 suspended 2nd, and then back to your D7. So from the start we've got our E minor 7, A13, A7, D major 7. Then take your middle finger off D7, D7 suspended, and then back to our D7. And that's our whole intro. And that will take us into a verse, which is going to be very similar with a few minor variations. So you're going to start back on your E minor 7, same picking pattern, A13, A7, and then D major 7 again, twice through. Then we're going to slide down, using that D7 shape that we had before, we'll slide down 3 frets, so down to our B7. And using that same pattern as before, we'll go B7 once, then take off your pinky, so B7 with the suspended 2nd, and back to the B7, so that will be, so that same pattern as well, 5, 2 and 3, as well as the 4th string in between. So back to the 2nd fret and then 4th fret. So that whole section together, which is the first line of the verse, will be E minor 7, A13, A7, D major 7, back to down to the B7. So after we play our B7, we'll go up to our E minor 7 to start the 2nd line of the verse. We'll go E minor 7, A13, A7. Then we'll go up to an F sharp minor 7. So it's like our E minor 7, but up 2 frets, now barring on the 9th fret. So we'll play that through once. So that's 5th fret with the 2nd and 3rd onto the 4th. Then we're going to move down to a B7 with an added 13th. So that will be down on our 7th fret, and rather than playing our E minor 7, we're going to play the 8th fret of the 2nd and 3rd string and then barred on the rest. So we're going to play 6, 2 and 3, 4, 2 and 3. So from our F sharp minor 7, B7 with the 13th, E minor 7 there. And then we're going to go down to our A13. Then you're going to take your ring finger there and slide it down 1 fret onto the 6th fret of the 2nd string, and it'll be an A7 with the added 13th. So it'll be from our E minor 7, A13, and then down to our A7 with the added 13th. So that whole part is a bit confusing, but check out the structure next to me. So it'll be E minor 7, A13, A7, F sharp minor 7, then your B7, E minor 7, then A13, and then down to the A7. So that's the 2nd half of the verse. Feel free to slow it down or rewind a bit if you need to keep on learning it slowly. Try not to rush the process as well, because it takes a bit of time to get these bar chords down. And then we'll get into the 3rd line of the verse, which is going to be exactly the same as the 1st line. E minor 7, A13, A7, D major 7, and your B7. And in some verses and some lines, she'll take off her pinky for the suspended, then add it back on. And sometimes she'll just keep it there. So feel free to play around with that a little bit. That's our 3rd line of the verse, and 1 more line to go until we get into the next part. So the next part will be our E minor 7 again, A13, A7, D major 7, D7, and then suspended, and then back to our D7. So it's exactly the same as the intro. So the 4th line of the verse will be like this. That'll take us into a chorus, which is where our chords start to really change from here. So we're going to start on a G major 7. So it's going to be barred on the 3rd fret, adding our middle finger to the 4th fret of the 4th string, ring finger to the 4th fret of the 3rd string, and we need to play 6, 2 and 3 together, and then onto our 4th string, then 2 and 3. So that's our G major 7 played through twice. Then we'll move on to a G minor 7, where we just need to take off our middle and ring finger, just playing a bar on the 3rd fret. So it'll be 6, 2 and 3 again, and then 4, 2 and 3. So played through twice. So we'll go from our G major 7 to our G minor 7, played through twice, and then we'll move on to an F sharp minor 7. So exactly the same picking, 6, 2 and 3 together, onto our 4th, then 2 and 3. So G minor 7, but slide it down 1 fret to our 2nd fret, and then onto a B7, which you've already learnt. and then suspended, and then back to our B7. So the start of our chorus will be our G major 7, G minor 7, F sharp minor 7, and then onto our B7 like we've played before. And then we'll move on to the second line of the chorus, which starts back on our E minor 7, A13, then A7, D major 7, just like before. And then we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to slide down 2 frets and play a C7, just like our B7, but just up 1 fret. So we'll play C7 once, and then B7 once. So from our D major 7, onto a C7, and then B7. So from our E minor 7 to our A13 to our A7 to our D major 7, then C7, B7. Now the third line is going to be very similar again. We're going to start on our E minor 7, A13, A7, D major 7, except this time we'll only play the D major 7 once, then onto our C7, then our B7 will be played through twice. So E minor 7, A13, A7, D major 7 once, C7, B7. That'll take us back into the fourth line of the chorus, starting on our E minor 7, onto our A13, then A7, then our D major 7, then our D7, and then suspended back to D7. So that's exactly the same line as the intro, and that'll take us into another verse. Now hopefully you're still following along with me, and if you're enjoying this tutorial, I'd appreciate any support, whether that's by subscribing or even by providing a bit of money for me to keep on running this channel through the super thanks below. So check that out if you're interested in supporting the channel, but otherwise let's keep on going. So you've already learnt the verse and the chorus, so then you'll play another verse and another chorus just after the ones that you've already played. And the only real change is then in the outro, where we change a few of the chords. So I'll show you those quickly now. Now in this chorus, we're going to start up on our G major 7 up here. So if you've got your D major 7 that we've played before, you're going to take that all the way up to bar on the 10th fret. So it's 5th, 2nd and 3rd. Then our G minor 7, you're just going to take off your pinky and move your middle finger down to the 11th fret of the 2nd string. Played through twice. Then our F sharp minor 7, just slide that down 1 fret. And then we'll move down to our B7 with the added 13th. So on the 7th fret again with our 6th, 2nd and 3rd. And then this time it'll just be a B7, so take off your ring finger and those same strings. So that's just your middle finger on the 8th fret of the 3rd string, and the rest is barred on the 7th string. So from our F sharp minor 7 onto our B7 with the added 13th, and then B7. Now our second line of the outro is going to start on our E minor 7 on our 7th fret. Then we're going to slide our ring finger down to the 8th fret of the 4th string. So just sliding down 1 fret, down 1 fret, then up to our F sharp minor 7, then onto our B7 with the added 13 like before, and then our B7. So it's very similar to the last one, just starting on our E minor 7 onto the E minor 7 with the added 5th, and then the final line of our outro will be our E minor 7, A13, slowing down A7, and then ending on a D major 7. So all chords that you've already learnt in the intro. And our D major 7, we're just going to play those strings out. So 5, 4, 3, 2, and let them ring out to end the song. So the outro will be E minor 7, A13, A7, and then our D major 7. So that's all that you need to know for Let You Break My Heart. Again, I look forward to seeing you in the next tutorial, and don't forget to like and subscribe.